we are talking about performance again, preferably of the high flavor. And that's usually about ourselves traveling in the public sphere and performing individually or as part of a team or even leading a team, right? But the question is, how can we be real about high or even peak performance if we don't make sure first that we are, 100% sure that we are ourselves in the proper and adequate operating conditions? Obviously, if I'm sick, or if I'm sleep deprived, or if I'm upset after an argument with my partner, chances are that I'll be quite flat in the compartments of creativity, or just the throughput of my daily job, or just, and most importantly, active listening, which is often the base ingredient in the recipe of a productive and fulfilling day. So in these situations, we will have first to heal ourselves, rest, maybe follow some form of therapy, take the time to mend things with the loved ones or colleagues. And although it's important and it comes with its own rich lessons, at the end of the day, it's a waste of our energy and our creative and transformative potential. We can definitely all live happily without too much of that, right? We can agree on that. And the last thing we want to do is to have to come back again and again to this kind of medicine during, time-consuming rounds of recovery and just to come back to our normal level of performance. Well, the good news is there is a way to deal with that, preemptively and proactively. I'm not saying this is going to be a magical one to turn yourself into, your average daily Superman or Wonder Woman. No, obviously there will still be ups and downs and highs and lows, right? Be it with or without the mojo, and that's okay. I like this diagram that you're going to see on screen now, and which you see every now and then on social media and in self-development program. It's a good visualization of reality, highs and lows, right? Nevertheless, to consciously deal with yourself before you have to heal yourself, just take your meds. I swear there's no bitter pills involved or any painful stings, right? It just reads meds, M-E-D-S, meds. And I received myself this advice one day, indirectly via my partner, right? From an eminent Australian psychologist called Tony Georgidis. Tony? And he said, did you take your meds today? That was quite a prompt, huh? So, and most importantly, it's a simple but effective mechanism to remind yourself and to establish healthy habits and routines. It's like you have 4 light indicators to put on your personal dashboard or on your heads-up display, so to speak, right? Meds, M-E-D-S. So the M stands for meditation. Why meditation? Because it nurtures mindfulness. And why is mindfulness important, you would say, as part of your daily routines? Well, mindfulness comes down to anchoring ourselves in the present, in the moment, in today. Too often we spend most of our idle thinking time, either in the past or in the future. And in the past, we keep rehashing old memories in self-deprecating negativity most of the time. Or if we remember the good ones, it's with nostalgia or melancholy. Being in the future, we project ourselves in speculative ideas, prospective ventures, and extraordinary and possibly delusional aspirations. Or, at the other end of the spectrum, we lose ourselves in a maze of irrational anticipations and of really, frankly speaking, debilitating anxiety. So, either way, not being in the present is a direct roadblock to active listening, self-awareness, and empathy towards others, which is so essential for effective communication and collaboration, right? So hence the importance of daily meditation to nurture mindfulness. E is for exercise. We are not our brain only, we said that before, but we are very largely our body, right? This is our physical vehicle, in this world, right? It's our exclusive transport, the only one we have, right? It's better than any Uber Black or any luxury limousine, so to speak. And the saying goes that who wants to fare far must first learn to take care of their mount. And in saying that, I mean, our mount is our body, and it requires regular maintenance, test drives. There are so many parts in it, all interconnected. We call them organs. They are irrigated by fluids and powered by hormones and electric signals coming from our brain. They're consuming fuel from the environment in the form of air, carbs, proteins, you name it, right? So, and the best way to keep in a good running state for this unique machinery is known as physical exercise. That can just be at times gentle walking, jogging, stretching, yoga, and then sometimes something more intense, like putting weights, more stimulating, like cardio. It's like, you push down the accelerator or pedal in your car, right? So your joints, your lungs, your heart, your muscles, they all participate and contribute to this holistic feeling of wellness. That's the part we want to continuously experience as we travel this life in this body. Right? So exercise daily. Don't let this beautiful vessel collect dust and rust on the outside and get all clogged up on the inside. D is for diet, right? Some doctors claim that we are what we eat. And we'll come back to that repeatedly, right? When we tune in, for instance, on Sustainix, which is another interesting room or series of rooms in the Camel Hall. But it is now known and proven, right, how our guts are actually a sort of second brain in our body. And to be honest, maybe it's even the first one. That's to be debated, right? But check it out on the web, on Netflix. There are at the moment countless programs and opinion pieces on this very topic. The bottom line is that considering our brain and the rest of our body, if we just want to not perform, but just run normally, we need fuel, right? And the right one, of the correct nature, in suitable quantities and with the appropriate frequency. Just like, every now and then you pop up to the fuel station to fill up your car with good quality petrol. You need to feed yourself adequately to be able to think and to move yourself across the day. I know I might be stating the obvious here, right? Although the nature and the quality and the patterns of our diets and feeding habits, they will have to be examined with intense scrutiny if we want to have any hopes to reach peak performance. And any athlete will tell you that, including world chess champions. Okay? S for sleep, last but not least, right? Sleep, which is universally recognized here as the best, first class, free for all medicine, right? And it's the go-to protocol for any form of rest, recovery, and healing, right? Every doctor will tell you that. Sleep is still very mysterious, and even in 2024, and research is still active to explore its confines and its purpose, right? But I don't want to start to verbose the conversation here, right? Rather, I'd like to allude to and to refer to the late Dr. Michael Mosley, right? Who sadly passed a few days ago, right? But his last TV program on the BBC was exactly on that, devoted to sleep. Put himself on a personal mission to do crazy experiments as usual, right? But he says that our Western nations appear chronically sleep deprived, right? Due to stressful lifestyle or due to the inflammatory diet we have and excessive stimulation, which is typically produced by our digital devices and our mundane activities, right? So you will see that Dr. Mosley offers five actionable tips to improve the quality of our sleep, right? To restore it and to give it back the central role it ought to have in what is called our circadian cycles, right? So there you go. The last meds, sleep, right? S for sleep, and that's your meds, MEDS, right? Each of these topics will deserve their own discussion, obviously, right? And we'll come back to each of them on many occasions together If you agree to stick around, right, across the different podcasts and debating rooms of the Camel Hall, right? So that can be in the switch, along the lines of can we break through nefarious cycles and reaching better personal orbits. It will be in Sustainix, for instance, when we are going to talk about food as medicine. But today, I thought this primer would be more appropriate in the Drive and Thrive channel, because we are discussing here about the foundations and the conditions for each of us to preserve and nurture our vitality, and in doing so, our potential to have a material and positive impact on the world, right? Would that be in the context of the workplace, or when we are educating ourselves, or where we are being the creative, right? To perform at our highest level. So let me invite you one last time, put the meds on your daily order of things. Take charge of your health, right? Do yourself all the good you would want to do to your loved ones, right? Family, friends, colleagues. Keep yourself in check. Deal with your vital needs. Don't wait for having to heal yourself. Okay. I hope it made sense. It resonated, and maybe it pulled a few strings in your brain or in your heart. So if that's the case, give me a thumb up, so that other people like you and me get a chance to hear about it too. Okay. Anyways, the conversation continues on Drive and Thrive and in the other rooms of the Camel Hall. So if you don't want to miss the next podcast, right, you can simply hit the subscribe button below, right? Hit the little bell. That's it. Remember, take your meds. Starting today. Drive safely, and I wish you to thrive.